Good morning. My name is Celia Morton. Evaluation number 4, biology, period 4. Um, I'm going to flip the camera back around so we can get started. Thank you. Okay, here we go. First of all, what I would like to do is have all the students to come on into the classroom. Please grab your Do Now booklet. When you get your Do Now booklet, please take a seat and we will begin. Give you a couple of seconds. First of all, I want to go over the objective. The objective states, by the end of this lesson, students will be able to define new key terms using technology, such as a tablet, and define the term mimicry. Number 2, students will be able to explain and describe camouflage, physical adaptation, and mimicry using KWL chart and graphic organizers. Students will be placed in groups, mixed groups, such as students that are level 1, level 2, and level 3. They will be grouped together in 3 separate groups. Okay, let's move right along. Started on our agenda. Okay, on the agenda, I'd like to start by doing the Do Now. On the Do Now, I'm going to read the directions. Write the definition for vocabulary terms listed below. Number 1, camouflage and physical adaptation. Okay. Can someone give me the definition for camouflage? And someone else give me the definition for physical adaptation? LB says camouflage means to blend into the environment. Let's put that on the board. Put his answer on the board. Okay. To camouflage into the environment. LB, do you have an example? LB has an example for camouflage. He's given me the viper snake, the green viper snake, and he says this is an example of camouflage. So let's hang up the viper snake. Thank you, LB. Okay, how about physical adaptation? Can someone give me a definition for physical adaptation? Physical adaptation is a physical tool that helps plants or animals to survive in the environment. Thank you, JR. JR stated physical adaptation. Physical adaptation is a physical tool that helps plants and animals to survive in the environment. Great job. So we're moving right along. Does anyone else have another example of camouflage? Okay. Obi says that he has another camouflage. He has the gray tree frog. Let's hang up the gray tree frog. Thank you, Obi. Gray tree frog. That's the gray tree frog. Thank you. So we're going to move right along. Thank you. I'm going to go on and go into learning our new term. We have a new word. mimicry. We're going to put away our tablet. Not the tablet, our Do Now booklet, and get out the tablet, which we're using for technology. We're going to get that out. I'll give you a couple of seconds to get that stuff together. Okay? Okay, everyone should be ready. So let's get started. On your tablet, I need you to look up the word mimicry. Everyone, look up the word mimicry. Okay, so CJ says that the word mimicry means looking like or copying another image, person, or animal behavior. That's a fantastic answer, CJ. Let me put his answer on the board. There we go. It's on the board. Can someone make sure that you're writing down this definition? Let me show you an example of mimicry. We have two butterflies. They look very much similar. One is the red spotted purple butterfly, and the other is the pipevine swallowtail butterfly. See, the pipevine swallow butterfly, the red spotted purple butterfly. The pipevine swallowtail is poisonous, and the red spotted butterfly is not. But he's mimicking the pipevine swallowtail butterfly. So we're going to move right along. And go into our KWL chart. Okay, I'm going to have someone to pass out the KWL chart for me. I need a helper. Camry, thank you for being a helper. Thank you for passing out the KWL chart. Okay, today we're going to work on this KWL chart. You have 3 columns. In the first column, it asks, what do you know? In the second column, it asks, what do you want to know? In the third column, it asks you, what have you learned? What did you learn? So, we're going to move right along. So for the first column, what do you know about mimicry? I need you guys to tell me, what do you know about mimicry? Take a second to jot down your answer. Okay. James says mimicry is looking like or copying another image, person, or animal behavior. Okay, great job. Great job. Great job. That's good. That's good. So let's move right along to the second column. Make sure everyone has down this definition. Okay? Let's move to what you want to know about mimicry. Okay, Susan says she want to know, how does animals mimic one another? So we'll put that there. Put her answer up there. Thank you, Susan. Susan wants to know, how does an animal mimic one another? So we're going to go right on to our small mini lesson. And we're going to get started there. I want to give you some information on mimicry. Okay. I want to let you know this, that some animals look, sound, or behave like other animals. These animals may have warning signals to protect them. Their colors or patterns may inform predators they are poisonous or taste horrible. The animal that imitates them are neither poisonous nor terrible tasting. So in saying that, the red-spotted butterfly is not poisonous, nor does it taste terrible. But the pipevine swallowtail is poisonous. However, predators stay away from the imitator because they think both are the same kind of animal. When an animal imitates another animal or object to avoid predators, it is called mimicry. Great job. And an animal's body covering is a physical adaptation too, such as fish scales. So if your parents went to the store or they went fishing and they got some fish, it doesn't matter the fish. Let's say lake trout or something like that, some porgies or something. Um, they have scales on its body. The scales are used to keep the water out of the body. The, the scale keeps the body from drying out. The moist skin of the fish is adapted for water. Now let's talk about birds. Birds' feathers provide warmth, which help birds to fly or swim and keep them dry. Let's move right along to bears. CJ said, how about polar bears? So, polar bears have fur or hair which protects them from extreme cold or heat and protects their skin from scrapes and scratches and too much sun. The fur may be colored or patterned to provide a camouflage, such as polar bears in the North Pole. Um, their fur is white, the same as the snow. So they camouflage in the snow. They blend right into the snow. It's very difficult to see them. Okay, let's move right along. Let me remove this. Okay. Let's go on to small group exercise. Small group exercise. Here we go. Animal camouflage. In small group, let's get in our groups. Excuse me. Let's get into our groups. Small groups, okay. So everyone seated. Thank you. You guys are doing such a wonderful job. It says describe the term camouflage in your own words. Can someone describe the word camouflage in their own words? James says dressing up in colors to blend in the environment. Good job, James. Great answer. That's a good answer. Thank you. Thank you. I'm putting the answers up on the board so that everyone can see. Does anyone else have an answer? LB says to blend into its environment. Okay, good job. Thank you, LB. Great answer. Okay, let's go on to number 2. Let me remove this so we can go on to number 2. Okay, number 2, describe the term mimicry in your own words. Okay. Joe says, it's like you try to look exactly like or copy what they are doing. Okay, that's a good answer. Does anyone else have another answer that is different from Joe's? Does anyone? Okay, James says to imitate an animal or an object. Mimicry. Good answer. That's a great answer. That's a good answer. See, I've put everyone's answer on the board so everyone in the class can see. Great job. So, let's move right along to number 3. So we can see number 3. Take those down. Take these answers down so we can see number 3. Okay. It says color the butterfly so that it will be camouflaged. You can use any color crayon that you would like, but make sure that its environment is colored. So you want your butterfly to blend into the environment, correct? Okay. So, Camry colored her environment green. As you can see, a little boxed in green. Then she colored her butterfly green as well so that it may blend into the environment. Okay, good job, Camry. Great job. Now let's move right along to number 4. Number 4 says color the butterfly so that it mimics another thing. What's another word for mimic? Can someone give me another word for mimic? Imitate. Great, 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 great job. Cece said imitate. That's a good job. Does anyone have another term for mimic? Susan says copying. Right. Okay, good job. All right, guys. You're on the ball this morning. So, we're going to color the butterfly so that it mimics the other thing. So the other thing is the camouflage butterfly. So we're going to color it green, the same exact color. Okay, good job. So we're going to go on, moving right along. Okay, that's it. So let's go back over the objective. Let's review the objective. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to define new key terms using technology, which would be the tablet, and define the term mimicry. Explain and describe camouflage, physical adaptation, and mimicry using KWL chart and graphic organizer. Thank you. So we're going to move right along. We're going to go into small group. But before we go into our small group exercise, let's talk about camouflage, meaning globally. Globally. Current and globally. That's currently happening, and it's possibly worldwide. So give me an example of global camouflage. Okay. Cece says that the military people in Iraq wears camouflage to blend in with the desert, the forest, so that their opponents cannot see them coming during war. I'm going to put your answer on the board, okay? Okay. Thank you, Cece. That was globally. And it's current. Current. So, can someone give me something about, tell me something about someone camouflaging themselves locally? Anything locally happening? Okay. Obi says, when people go hunting, they wear camouflage to blend in with the trees and the grass so that they don't scare the animals. I'm going to put his answer on the board as well. Thank you, Obi. Thank you. So that's globally. That's global. So how about local? How about local? We've completed local. Let's go over mimicry. So think about this around the world. How does a person mimic something, an object, or a person, or however? James says he know. He says in Africa, the people there mimic their animals. They dress like their animals. They put on costumes like their animals. Great job, James. He said they put on costumes in Africa. They wear costumes like animals. So that would be for mimic. Locally, Camry says that locally she says that during Halloween people wear costumes to imitate other people. And that is true. They dress up. Okay. This is wonderful. Wonderful. There's your answer, Camry. I just wanted to challenge you to see where you were at, to do some thinking, some critical thinking. So we're going to move right along from that. Okay? Now we're going to go on to our independent assignments. We'll go to our independent assignment. We're going to branch off and do our independent work. We've completed our mimicry worksheet. So now we're going to do our independent work. So our independent work is our graphic organizers. Okay. I'm going to model what you should do in your graphic organizer, okay? There we go, graphic organizer. In the center box, we're going to write for number 1, camouflage. Number 2, mimic. I hope you see that. At the top, you have 3 bubbles. And the first one, and the first and second bubble, you're going to give me examples of camouflage. Okay? In the third bubble, you're going to give me the definition. Okay? So let's get started on the first word. Our first word is camouflage. Can someone give me an example of camouflage? Okay, it says, okay, give me a copy. Camouflage. It says to blend into the environment. Thank you, LB. Blending. He wrote in his bubble, blending. I'm walking around the classroom making sure everyone is doing their assignments. Okay? That all they are doing their assignments. In the second bubble, you give me another example of blending, of camouflage. Someone says wearing camouflage so that the opponent does not see them when you're in the army. Good job. Good job. Can someone give me the definition? Blending into the environment. Thank you, LB. Thank you. So let's go on to mimic. Okay, we're going to do the same thing down here for mimic. We're going to write mimic in the square number 2. In the bubbles below, 1, 2, and 3, the first 2 bubbles, 1 and 2, we're going to give examples. In the third bubble, we're going to write the definition. Can someone give me an example of mimic? Cece says copying an animal's behavior. Good job. Good job. Camry says imitating a person, imitating a person's behavior. Right here. Put that in there. Okay. So let's see if we can define this term. Can someone help me define this term? Joe? Thank you, Joe. Looking like or copying someone's behavior. Great job, everyone. Great job. Glad that we had the opportunity to go over our independent assignment. Are there any questions from anyone? No? Well, let's move right along. Let's go back over our objective, okay? Let's do that. Our objective says, by the end of this lesson, students will be able to define new key terms using technology such as our tablet. We're going to define mimicry. Then number 2, it says explain and describe camouflage, physical adaptation, and mimicry using KWL chart and graphic organizer. Thank you. Okay, so now that we've finished, we've touched all bases. Did we define the term mimicry using the technology? Yes, we did. Did we explain and describe camouflage, physical adaptation, and mimicry using KWL chart on our graphic organizer? Yes, we did. We completed an independent assignment in which we did using our graphic organizers. We did small group exercise. Students were grouped together by their levels. like level 1, 2, and 3.